don't know if you've ever done that at a wedding that's not your wedding, but I have been anticipating this wedding for so long. And like, while like my mind knows it's not my wedding, like my body thinks it is. And so I've been having like a lot of nausea and tummy troubles and sweating. And, yeah. When I sat down to write this speech, I just kept thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I can't believe Brian and Nicole are getting married in 20 minutes. I really should have managed my time better. Who am I kidding? Okay. I am so excited to be here. This speech absolutely wrote itself. I've known Brian and Nicole forever. They're my best friends. I think they're the greatest. I mean, I've been there for everything in their relationship from the start, and like every milestone and everything in between. Like so much so to the point that I'm sure they're like, what is she still doing here? Like there have definitely been times where you're like, this doesn't seem appropriate. What is so fantastic about Brian and Nicole is that they have never ever made me feel like a third wheel. It's not a term we use in our relationship. It's like a dirty word. It kind of implies like maybe there should be 2 instead of 3. It's awkward, it's weird, all of that. We don't do that. They have always made me feel like the most like well-oiled tricycle. Like a really cool rollerblade that was like expensive. Like I love it. I've known Nicole for a really long time. I've known her like since way before we got pretty. A long time. And I've known Brian since we were 16 years old. Thank you. I was actually there the night that Brian and Nicole met. They met at a high school basement party our junior year. Before the party, like we got ready together, and I let her borrow my headband. It was a J. Crew headband. Now, something to note about Nicole and myself is that we have vastly different head sizes. Like once I point it out, you won't be able to unsee it. So she has this like perfect, dainty little head. It's so pretty. Mine's a bit more robust, like really round, and if I pull my hair back tight enough, it looks like the solar eclipse. So we went to the party. Brian thought Nicole was cute. You're welcome for the headband. They met, and like the rest is history. Afterwards, Nicole and I got back together to like review how our evenings went, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I do not remember what she said. I'm sure she said something around like along the lines of like, Brian's super cute, I really like him, but I was so distracted because I kept staring at her little dainty head. And, well, what I noticed was that she lost my headband, like, just straight up lost it. And so looking back, I think that I would have paid a lot more attention to what she was saying. Like, I didn't understand the gravity of the situation, but I was upset, and you would have been too. It was tortoiseshell, and it's what my bakes back really nice. Brian and I got off to a little bit of a rocky start. Shortly after the party, Brian and Nicole went on their first date. Brian told me that they went to the Noodle in Wilmette. It's this cute little restaurant. It's like if Nicole's head were a restaurant. It's so dainty. He even went so far as to detail what it was that they each ordered. Brian had the tarragon asparagus. Nicole had a marinara dish, lovely. Like a week later, I was in Brian's car and I found a receipt for Portillo's. They never went to the Noodle. They lied. So trust was broken. Brian lying about them eating pasta when they actually ate hot dogs is like the worst thing I can say about it. cutthroat, okay? Let's go through it. Obviously, we have the most amazing Pinelli and Kucera families. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. So just for time's sake, as I go through this list, if you could just hold the applause or any woos, because I just want to be mindful, because I'm going to go through, it's a really long list, so we'll just save it for at the end. So next, we have friends, right? And friends of friends. And like, if you've ever been in a class with Nicole, you're here. You've ever worked with Nicole, you're here. If you've ever engaged in like a conversation in any capacity with Nicole, you're probably here. I am not kidding. We were at our 10-year high school reunion like a month ago, and Nicole was just verbally inviting